things that's the sort of delicious challenge of being a thinking environment teacher is thinking about and talking about the bits that you can't actually teach. And this is because the thinking environment as a body of work is what we would call ontological in nature, which means that it is a study of being. And it's very difficult to teach being. Like, how do you teach being? I think being is something that people discover through experience. So when I talk about managing the three streams of attention, the thing that I can't really teach anyone, but can talk about hopefully in a way that you can discover it for yourself, is what is happening for you when you are managing what we call the second stream of attention, which is essentially the narrative that you are listening to inside your own head whilst you're trying to listen to someone else, whilst you are listening to someone else. So we know that it's not possible for you to not have that narrative. And we know that when we talk about managing the three streams of attention, one of the things you're doing with that narrative is you're employing it, you're giving it something to do, which is to be interested in where the thinker's thinking is going. And you're also noticing who you're being. So you're engaging that narrative in a way that we're not normally engaging it when we're listening to people. When we're listening to people in what we call the world of exchange thinking, that narrative is actually very often dominating what's happening in our attention, because in fact more of our attention is on what we think about the thinking of the person that we're listening to. And also because when we're in the world of exchange thinking, the default listening position is that of listening to reply. A lot of your attention on the internal narrative in your mind as you're listening to someone else will be on not only what you think about their thinking, but on what you want to say in response to it. So much so, we know, that what you want to say in response to their thinking starts happening in the form of an interruption before they're done with their thinking. So this work of managing your response stream, managing the second stream of attention, is one of developing an enormous amount of gentle compassion towards the fact that there's this competition going on in your mind. And as you're listening to someone else, you're also listening to yourself, and you're having all sorts of responses to what you're hearing them say. And sometimes you're listening to things that don't actually even have anything to do with what they're saying by way of distractions or things that have been triggered. So what I notice when I'm managing my response stream as I'm listening to someone else is it's really a matter of noticing when that response has started to distract me, when it has started to dominate my attention, when I'm no longer actually paying attention to their thinking and where their thinking is going, because I think of it almost as sort of disappeared into my own mind, and I've disappeared into my own thoughts. And the process of learning to manage that second stream of attention is to catch the moment when that happens. And instead of berating yourself for the fact that it's happened, or getting frustrated with the fact that it's happened, because that's only going to increase the amount of attention you're actually giving to your own inner narrative, to just catch that moment of distraction or of having become more interested in your own thoughts about the thinker's thinking, and bring yourself back with a gentle reminder that what your job is in being a thinking partner is to listen to them with genuine interest, not just in what you're hearing them say now, but in where their thinking is going. And because their thinking is going somewhere which you don't know, I mean, if you think you know where their thinking is going, that is in fact your second stream of attention. You're now listening to yourself, thinking that you know where they're going. The truth is you don't know where they're going, because the truth is they don't know where they're going either. Thinking is a creative act. So it's to catch yourself and notice that a distraction has occurred and bring yourself back gently to, I wonder where they're going now, and now, and now, and it's almost like catch that wave with them. In fact, even think of yourself as the wave and the thinker as the rider on the surfboard, and that the two of you are working together in conjunction for this extraordinary thing to take place called thinking.